Oh, you don't have to go. The two of you are like family. I can say this in front of you.
I knew it. I knew it. I just knew it. Oh, Stanley, I'm so happy.
Dennis had an affair and I've left him.
Dan, take your damn hands off me!
Those green things that grow under boats.
Let's not talk about Chrissy.
Oh, come on. We've had a bitter divorce that time has softened into a hostile relationship. I mean, face it, our topics of conversation are limited.
Come on, Dorothy. We just sold a piece of property that we bought on our honeymoon.
I gotta get some sleep. I have to get up pretty soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night, honey.
Good night. Boy, we really have a problem.
I know. The police are doing nothing about my jewels.
Not that! There is a woman in there so terrified something is going to happen at night that she's...
Rose. Rose, are you still in there? This is crazy. Look, I talked to the purser. Another cabin is available and...
Your head to the size of a mushroom. Come on, honey, just try it. It doesn't hurt. See?
Oh, I feel guiltier than ever. Ma, I didn't tell a friend the truth.
Rose doesn't need to find out. We can move on with our lives as if nothing happened. Let it go, pussycat.
Dorothy, she's right. I'm gonna marry Rose. You'll be the maid of honor.
No, that's right. The maid of honor. The guilty, sin-ridden, backstabbing maid of honor.
Get a prison term. But don't worry about it. I'll come by tomorrow night. We'll sit down and go over all the receipts. Here's the punishment.
I will not. Now get out, Stanley.
Calm down. I can eat it plain. Well, gotta go now. See you tomorrow night.
I can't believe this is happening. Our home...
For Burt Lancaster.
I haven't done half the things on this list. I mean, what am I? I am a substitute teacher. I'll never be rich before I'm 21. I'll never be homecoming queen.
You can still be homecoming queen. It'll just be a different kind of home. Sent home for fighting over who had the cutest date for the prom. I never got to go to the prom. You're kidding? Why? Well, I really wanted to go with Delbert Twitchell. He was the most gorgeous boy at our school. And he was captain of the Precision Combine drill team. Well, actually, I was so sure living with these two pigs. At first, moving in with them seemed like a good way to save money, but it's just getting out of hand. If one isn't keeping me awake all night with her squealing, the other one is belching in my face. Oh, good to see you. Look just wonderful. Oh, so do you. Come on in and meet my friends. This is... Wait, let me. She's attractive, witty, and great fun to be with. This must be Dorothy. And she's smart, sexy, and stylish to a fault. This must be Blanche. Did I get it right?
And for Dorothy and me to meet some men.
Me too. Dorothy?
Oh, my God! Somebody get help!
Oh, girls, thank God you're here. I'm sorry I scared you. The doctor just wants me to stay here overnight for observation.
Honey, don't...
Doolittle looked like a morphine addict.
There was a time in my life when I wanted to leave St. Olaf. I just didn't feel it was big enough for me. I had my eye on the Great White Way. So I went to St. Gustav, the city that never naps. And those look like Blanche's red shoes.
And aren't they her diamond earrings and gold bracelet?
That little floozy stole Blanche's clothes.
So like having Agatha Christie right here in our kitchen. Ma, I can't believe you lied to me.
Oh, come off it, Dorothy. I've been lying to you all your life. Did you ever get that yellow pony I promised you when you were 6?
You're not taking this accident very seriously.
No one was hurt. Besides, it was the other guy's fault. I have a witness.
Your witness is Mr. Pignoli. He's legally blind.
He'll say what I tell him while I sleep.
Just set the table. I'm expecting Stan and his cousin any minute.
Oh, then this sauce is perfect. Well, maybe just a drop more disinfectant. There, I'm done.
Boy.
Gallops into town. Of course, both girls are impressed. He dates one night, the other the next night. Pretty soon, he drives a wedge between them. Before you know it, the pizza suffers, the business suffers, the friendship suffers. The girls part company and head for America.
Maybe this is my fault. Maybe I've been pushing you.
It's not you.
Blanche, you're the same person that you always were. You have to believe that.
Oh, I want to, Simon. And I have tried. But I can't.
Darling, this is not the time for your vivid imagination to get...
Hey, we're all artists. We're all misunderstood. He cut off his hair. Maybe I'll cut off.
He cut off his ear.
I have too many earrings. We gotta go.
I hate to leave. I've never seen a show like this before.
Enjoy, Ma.
Miles? Oh, my poor Miles.
Rose? Rose, is that you? Oh, over here.
Was overpriced? I don't know why Frank Sinatra sings about it. New Yorkers are all sickos. We could go to Hollywood.
Sure, good choice. No sickos there.
Sophia, honey, please. We're trying to make a very difficult decision here.
Oh, excuse me, not...
She's the one.
I'm really happy for you.
So, Michael, when do we get to meet Lorraine?
Tomorrow, if that's okay. I already invited her. She's staying with her family in Miami Beach. We thought maybe we'd get the two families together Sunday.
Oh, terrific idea. I can't wait to meet her.
Before you do, Mom, there is something about her you should know.
Please.
Only problem is, this year I don't think I'm going to make it.
What's the matter? Aren't you feeling well?
I ran away from the home to make the trip, and I think they're just about to catch up with me.
Are you Anna Egerman?
Bother you one more time.
10 packs is all I can give you. I told you that on the plane.
I just want to know which way to the baggage claim. Oh, thank you. And thanks again for the wings. Rose, I knew that was you. Really? Oh, what are you doing here? Blanche got a new car. Yeah, we're all going to pile in and go cruising. You want to go with us?
No, I think I'll just stay home tonight. I feel, just sitting.
Me too. I think I'll have a cup of tea.
Yeah, it's kind of late. I'm a little tired. What is it, Rose? I'm sorry I died.
No, Rose, you didn't. And honey, we're all here. Ma, Blanche, me.
Oh, girls, I had the most wonderful dream. Sophia, you had the body of a 25-year-old. What would you eat?
After what happened, I realized it isn't.
And you don't want to become involved with someone who could get hurt every time he goes out to work.
I'm sorry, Al.
That's not the first time I've heard it. I understand.
Thanks. You take good care of yourself, yeah? Oh, come on, help me with these. We have to meet Holly at the movies in 10 minutes.
Okay. I am so mad I could spit.
Rose, what happened?
It's Holly. Those directions she gave me for meeting you guys for lunch were totally wrong.
Oh, come on now, Rose. You don't think she did that to you on purpose?
Well, I do. We had to use cotton and fish ointment.
That's nothing. In Sicily, we use a leaf in the river.
No, you never had a baby in Sicily.
I was a baby in Sicily.
Disposable bottles and formula. We had to sterilize our bottles and make our formula.
I nursed. Your brother was... So goodbye.
Bye-bye. Come back soon.
We forgot something.
We forgot to get a new place.
You're kidding.
Don't worry about it. We just need a roof over our heads for a couple of days while we look. Doesn't have to be anything fancy.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't believe in plastic surgery. I think it's unnatural.
This from a woman who brags she slept with a pig until she was 11.
I think if it makes you feel better, to look better, there's nothing wrong with it.
Then I guess it's just that looking good isn't that important to me.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about, Rose? You wear makeup.
Is it tape? Name another one.
Honey, take a cold shower.
Oh, Dorothy, would you please open this jar of macadamia nuts for me?
You can't get it open?
Dorothy, you're out of the club. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, ladies. See you next week. Thank you for coming. Well, I hope you're not too upset over this, Dorothy.
I've just been thrown out of an
What's private? I diapered you.
Yeah, but you didn't diaper Lucas.
I'd like to. Listen to me. I'm as giddy as a 60-year-old.
I am glad you're okay with Maz coming to live with us in Atlanta. I really think she'd be a little lost without me.
It's my pleasure, Dorothy.
You're in luck. You're about to see one of our deliveries.
We don't need the whole tour.
Mama, that sounded just awful. Well, darling, that is woman's lot in life, to bear the pain of childbirth. What's man's lot in life?
Their eyebrows grow together.
Well, luckily, there were some Druid priests who were in town for the opening of Stonehenge land. They said they could stop it if they could sacrifice the town's dumbest virgin. I don't know why I raised my hand.
You're going to wear a dress and then return... Blanche, that's illegal.
Oh, it is not illegal. It's just wrong.
See, I love the dress, but I can't afford it. Not $300 worth. And I have a late date tonight, so I want to look stunning for it. Besides, it's not like I'm going to wear it.
Way.
Every day of my life.
Dorothy, what are you still to promise not to eat paste?
All right, ladies. Let's not baby him now.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. The McDonald's have been arraigned. The DA says he's going to put him away for a long time.
Gee, who's going to look after their lawn?
Rose, while we're here, maybe you should have a CAT scan.
Come on, Bobby. Out of bed.
Next week. I've only been dean here for a couple of days. I haven't got a secretary. I can't get my parking validated. I don't even know where the restroom is.
I was sexually harassed by Professor Cooper.
Oh, don't do this to me. Please, I beg you. Look.
Developed early, and all the boys noticed and hit on me. Not one boy was ever interested in my mind. Get out of here. It's true. But you, Blanche, I mean, men are drawn to you. Go club. And that's where I first met Eddie, the Aqua Midget. He was a blue midget? Don't be ridiculous. He was a diving midget. What was his act? He used to jump off a... Come in.
Oh, Rose. Rose, hon. Blanche, that is terrible. I hope you told him off.
Well, first I was so stunned I didn't know what to say. And then I marched back up to his desk and I looked him straight in the eye and I said, I'll think it over.
Blanche, there is nothing to think over. What he did is sexual harassment. He cannot get away with it.
You've never... Never ever?
Not once.
Have you even thought about it?
Only...
Oh, Blanche, you've done enough. I'll get it.
I'll help you. You're a delightful man. You know, he has the most positive attitude of anyone I have ever met.
And he's wearing the cutest little gray suit I think I've ever seen.
Now I want you to look me in the eye and tell me you're not lying.
I'm not lying. Sophia, it's for you. He says his name is Tony the Hook.
Tell him I'll call him back. What are you looking at? He's my butcher.
It was an enchanting evening.
Enchanted evening. That was the theme of that prom that we never got to.
A little more romantic than the theme they had tonight.
Wear a condom is more than a prom theme. It's sort of become the school slogan.
It's catchy.
Oh, I wish Stan... Now, what does this have to do with the diary?
Suddenly I'm on Nightline. I was just trying to tell a story here.
There's no point, Sophia. They've done something terrible and I'll never be able to forgive them.
Rose, isn't there anything we can do?
No, absolutely not. I'm unyielding on this.
Rose, can't you think of anything that'll make us still be friends?
No, this time you've crossed the line.
Well, I might. You want me to take a look?
Forget it.
Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you like that. I'm just a little uncomfortable here.
Helps if you stuff newspapers under the mattress.
Well, that's not what I meant. I was talking about being here at the shelter.
This is your first...
No one believe it. It's a great story.
I've even told that. It's never stopped her before. You know, whatever sounds good, she tells it as fact.
You see why we never had to write?
Expensive restaurant. And I went to the powder room, and when I returned to the table, there was an open bottle of Dom Perignon and 2 filled glasses. And we clinked the glasses in a toast, and Stan gave me a coy smile, and I winked at him, and then I just...
Horace, paralyzed with fear. I kept thinking to myself, what is a simple Protestant farm girl doing in the parking lot of a gin mill in a flashy, fast-paced city like Tyler's Landing? So did you get out of the truck or what? Of course. I marched up to the door.
Like the fatal blossom of the graceful Jimson weed, I entice with my fragrance but can provide no succor.
I'm talking about Stanley, you idiot.
Get out of here. Stan has the hots for me.
Must have swum from Normandy, across the Atlantic, up the St. Lawrence Seaway, into the Great Lakes, and then over to Minnesota.
And what did you think, Rose?
Well, I know those little guys are supposed to be good swimmers.
To be a Supreme Court justice, but you are quite a babe.
Thank you. Oh, this is a nice place. Do you come here a lot?
Oh, no, not really. I don't have much of a social life.
So, this is where you bring your cheap fake non-floozies.
Mama, you have to accept me for what I am. You have to stop trying to tell me how to run my life, otherwise I'm going to have to leave again.
No, honey. Oh, you know, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, I love you just the way you are. Everlast past.
Well, she keeps calling. What should I do?
I'll get you off that phone. Rose, I've fallen and can't get up. Help me.
I can't help you right now. I'm on the phone.
Rose, you've got to disconnect those stupid dogs.
But it's working. And besides, I've already named them.
Thanks for letting me move in early. Oh, great day for a wedding. Say, who tied those dead fish to the back of the car?
I never really told him I loved him, so I want to make sure I tell you.
Oh, pussycat. Dear Ma, thanks for giving me life, and thanks for making it good. I love you. And I love you too, pussycat.
Well, that won't be necessary. My goodness, we're 10,000 feet up. Besides, I know how you have your heart set on it.
Blanche, you're adorable.
I know.
You know, I've dated a lot of women, and every single one of them has been impressed by the caviar and...
Oh, that sounds so hard. Thank God I was pretty.
Dorothy, I'm sorry I won't be able to quiz you. Jake and I are due at the Hubbards, but I have a book here that should help you prepare for your Jeopardy tryout.
The St. Olaf High School yearbook? No. Thanks anyway.
You can do that when you're just good friends?
Hey, I want to get in good with St. Peter. I don't want his job.
You know, me and Esther and you and Salvador, we were all good together.
The best.
All right, Blanche, what are you doing?
Just trying to make myself even more attractive. Pointless, isn't it?
I mean, what are you doing with Doug? He is here with me.
Well, I know that. I'm the one who set it up in the first place, Dorothy. By the way, he said some very nice things about you.
I said you were going to do this.
Property at the time.
Don't listen to Blanche.
All right, it was his bathtub, and we were blowing suds off of each other when she walked in.
Blanche, what is the point of this story?
Point? Well, there's no point. I just like telling it.
You don't have to decide tonight. You should take all the time you need.
The point is, if you turn a nice buck on this place today, you can buy a bigger and better place tomorrow.
But I'm not sure I want to go right out and buy a new house. Maybe I want to take some time to travel first. I have relatives scattered all over this country.
All right, I'll give you a point without a story, but just this once. If you really miss her, go tell her. Maybe she misses you too.
I don't know, Blanche, what do you think?
I really miss her.
Oh, so do I. Let's go
But wait a minute, don't...
You build it much since it burned down and gone with the wind?
Oh, Big Daddy, I'm glad you're here.
Well, I see you all getting acquainted. How are you, darling?
Oh, Big Daddy, we need to talk.
Rose, honey, let's show Margaret how you make the hose dance around when you turn it on full blast.
Relationship. And from the sparks of that conflict rise the flames of desire. Flames that ignite in an uncontrollable frenzy of lust, passion, and ecstasy. I'm sorry, where was I?
Miss Selma away from being a potato.
Yeah, well, I got to get up early tomorrow. I need to get to sleep, Dorothy.
Yeah, you're wearing your toupee to bed. That means one of two things. Either there's a woman in your bed or Suzanne Summers is on The Tonight Show.
Would you get to your point, Dorothy?
I didn't come here to see you. I came here to talk to her.
The rush of adrenaline, the unspecified duration of the game.
And you should hear the cheers coming from Blanche's room on Old Timers Day.
It's nice meeting you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Now, wait a minute. Bruno Bonifiglio.
Ma, I was asleep.
So was I. That's when it came to me. Picture this. Sicily, 1922. The village is in a terrible wine crisis. It's the peak of the wine season.
On the other hand, Philip would never pick a Mayan sacrificial knife as a murder weapon. Too obvious. But it would be no problem for his sister to sneak the weapon out of his collection. This woman's pathetic.
Oh, big news. Tear out the...
Make way for the winners of the Shady Pines Mother-Daughter Beauty Contest. Ta-da! No, actually, we're just the runners-up. But if the reigning winners, for any reason, can't fulfill their duty...
You can't be serious. We've had great times here.
We have had great times here. You've just had free food.
That is not true. We've had 1,000,000 laughs under this roof. Do you remember the time I came over? Dorothy, I know it's been a while, but try and control yourself. I need some rest.
Anything interesting happen while I was gone?
Does this mean you're back?
If you'll have me.
Ma got a letter from Gina Marie Donatelli. Her cousin Joe is hanging new wallpaper in Tony Bennett's guest bathroom.
Grab it all away and I'll split.
That does it. You don't have any choice. You're hauling that tree away, capiche?
You Italians have got some temper.
You Italians?
With disdain in his voice, he said it. Now you're gonna pay.
You are.
Only because you were. Hey, now listen, if you're going to tell her, I'm going to tell her first.
What difference does it make who tells her first? Look, this isn't for our good, it's for her good. Now let's just go out there and tell her.
Look, Dorothy, if you let me tell her first, I'll forget about the $500.
That's a lie!
She's 125. You can't pry the yogurt out of her hands.
I'll get the papers from my office.
Okay, Sophia, let's go.
Go where? That's not Lillian. You said you were Lillian.
You think I'm in here?
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Dorothy, meet my director, Cy Ferber. Cy, my daughter, Dorothy.
Daughter? You're kidding.
Cy, I assure you, I won't be flattered if you say you thought she was my sister.
No.
I know. It's better with your brother. Well, it can't get any worse. Alfonso, you're on.
Well, it looks like I'm on the show after all.
Morning.
Morning. Dorothy, taste this.
Oh, Ma, that's wonderful.
Yeah, smells fine to me. I don't know why they're recalling it.
Looking more handsome than I've ever seen him. Oh, black motorcycle boots, skin-tight Levi's, a match in his mouth, and a white T-shirt with the sleeves rolled up to reveal his brand new Woody the Woodpecker tattoo. Dorothy, are you ever jealous of me?
Every day of my life. Blanche, why don't we go out there and do a duet?
Do you know Crimea River?
Oh, no, I don't.
Good, we'll do that.
You prefer homemade?
I also prefer milk straight from a cow. I adapt. This is awful.
But it hasn't. I was hoping that it might help me get over my problem.
What problem?
Well, it's not easy for a man to say, Rose. I'm impotent.
I don't get to see very much.
So, if it's relatives you want, you should stay right here in Miami. Howard Johnson's does less business than this house has over the years.
That is true. We've all had our share of family showing up.
I think things are going very nicely.
Save it, Ma. I am going to tell Uncle Angelo the truth. We agreed we weren't going to read any more of Rose's diary.
That was only because we couldn't pry the lock off again. Then I remembered we had these pliers in the tool drawer.
Gangway, old
People coming through. What is all this?
What happened, Ida? I didn't know. Nobody told me that it cost money to get old. I just figured that was one thing you'd get for free. It isn't. The home costs money. The doctors cost money. Medicine costs...
Gotcha.
Dorothy, how did this start? Cole Porter?
Gershwin.
Thank God I came in time.
We've certainly had some good times, haven't we, girls?
Yes, we have. And we'd like to have more. So would you please leave?
Psychiatrist either.
Oh, good, you're all here. Saturday night, of course, you're all here. Well, before I go out, listen to what I
Looking for the cheap Jezebel who's ruining my Gerald's life.
Blanche, company!
Blanche Devereaux, I'm here to tell you to keep your hands off my baby. He's very special, and no one can take care of him the way I can.
Well, excuse me, but I haven't heard any...
I don't think my mother was planning on using the suntan lotion on the chicken. What do you mean you've made that mistake before?
President Bush is coming to dedicate the new senior citizen center down the street. The motorcade goes right by here.
So?
So, all the neighbors on the block will be out on their lawns. It'll be 100 degrees out.
Darling, I do feel something for you. I think maybe I always have.
I knew it.
But I don't believe it's love. Not the way you mean it. The only thing we've talked about tonight and ever since I got here is George. Now, I love...
You hook these things to your muscles, they give out an electric charge and help get rid of unwanted fat deposits. Does it come in a hat? Where's Blanche?
Oh, she's out on a date with Simon. It's her first time out, so...
Watering now, Blanche. Keep living.
Hi, girls.
You two are back early. Of course we're back early. Ken called before. He says he needs to talk to Dorothy about something very important.
Dorothy!
My God, Dorothy. Did Charlie ever tell you the story about how they found the dinosaur bones right outside St. Olaf?
Rose.
You see, Carl Nickerson was teaching his German Shepherd to bury a herringbone. Carl was a vegetarian.
You haven't even mentioned about moving to Boston. Are you avoiding the subject?
I can't go with you, buddy.
But Rose.
It all wants.
I know, but I deserve it.
How are we feeling, Mrs. Devereaux?
A little nervous.
You really don't need makeup.
Well, I want to look good, just in case.
How to tie a square knot.
Well, I am glad somebody taught you how to do this.
I just left to watch you two kiss. The last picture was a little blurry. It was hard to tell who was who. No offense, Pussycat.
Pussycat, huh? Nobody's called me that since the...
Just like her. You have one at home, too?
One at home? What am I, a cocker spaniel? Why don't you just give me an old sock to chew on? You know, I'm glad you showed up. There's something important we didn't discuss this afternoon, and I'd like to get that cleared up before we talk about anything else.
What is it?
Well, I'm not going to declare it as income and let those lazy congressmen have my tax dollars.
Blanche, I don't want to do that.
Oh, well, all right, then just pay me under the table.
Oh, sure, I know that trick. Dorothy's done that to me before. I go under the table and you never show up.
I am so ashamed.
I'm sure you're just blowing this out of proportion. The Dorothy I raised is a good Catholic girl.
And what's worse, in the process, I have hurt a friend.
Hey, a true friend will forgive you anything and love you no matter what. Just as your mother loves you no matter what. Now tell me, Dorothy. And we do. Leave them alone. You're always here looking. It's sick.
I'm not always here, Sophia. I work.
You call me at lunchtime. Sophia, go take a look.
They need an aphrodisiac.
An African what?
An aphrodisiac. It's a substance that makes you feel sexy.
Dorothy, my main concern is making sure those miserable people find other sources of help. Then I'll get a job. I'm dependable, friendly, loyal, eager.
That's great. If she learns to catch a frisbee in her teeth, she can get work as a golden retriever.
Gosh, it's only 1 week till spring break, and I have so much to do. I have to get new T-shirts for the wet T-shirt contest.
You know, I'm actually looking forward to spring break this year.
College kids, America's best and brightest are coming to town. It'll be nice to get mooned again.
Much on sex and relationships anyway.
You're right. I mean, what is sex, after all?
2 clunky old bodies thrashing around against each other. Like animals.
You get all sweaty and flushed.
Hair gets mussed. Morning.
It sure is, sweetheart. How about some pancakes?
Again? We had pancakes yesterday.
Lillian, you weren't here yesterday.
Here you are, honey. A nice cup of tea.
Lillian, Sophia tells me that you were in the Ziegfeld Follies.
Oh, yes. Those were the days.
You must have...
Parents used to give me. Ma, do you remember that Christmas they gave me soap in the shape of the 7 dwarfs?
Well, now what's wrong with that?
Oh, what kid wants to play with soap? Besides, after a couple of baths, they looked like 7 suppositories.
I must have done it wrong. Maybe I ought to put it on suck. Oh, hello, ladies.
What'd the doctor say?
Oh, bad news. Actually, tease and tickle. Actually, tease, tickle, and spank. Actually...
Bunch.
I'm sorry. What was I talking about?
About teasing me because you love me.
Oh, hours are over, ladies. Everybody will have to leave. Well, where do you think you're going?
You said everybody.
Get back in bed.
Take care, darling.
Oh,
Bye-bye. Good night, pussycat. We see you first thing in the morning, honey.
I hope I can say the same thing.
Dorothy, you know this is my funeral dress. I don't believe in wearing black, unless I'm a little bloated.
Did you happen to notice if my mother's all right?
Oh, she's fine right now. You know, last night she talked to me about the pain of losing a child.
Just a little something?
Stop it. You know what I want to hear.
No, I don't.
You played it for her, you can play it for me.
But I don't think that I should...
If she can stand it, so can I. Now play.
Okay, you're the boss. It's a world of laughter. I understand, Blanche. I understand that you're this way because you've probably never been with a real man.
Dorothy, do I wet myself or laugh?
All you need is to be loved by someone who knows how. Someone who will take his time and then show you...
Trouble, mister. I got a better case than Valerie Harper.
Excuse me, ladies, pardon me. Is there a problem here?
Only if you consider a class action suit and a boycott by OREP a problem.
I thought it was NOPRO.
This is too big for NOPRO. This is all the way up to OREP.
OREP?
Organization of Retired and Elderly People.
That I am too smart for you. I am not falling for any more of your practical jokes.
On Saturday night, we'd grab our dog Binky and we'd fly into the...
I hope you're not mad at me for keeping Ma out so late.
Of course not.
The ugly women. What are we going to do?
Nothing. They sound great. If we pretend that nothing is wrong, maybe no one will notice.
Hey, did you get a load of those queens on the bandstand?
Keep your voice down.
What for? You think they don't know they're queens?
Girls, I think we're a success.
Congratulations. You know, the teacher I've been working with on the youth fair.
She's known him for 2 whole weeks, and he hasn't asked her out yet.
Look, I don't know him. We have spent exactly 2 Saturday mornings building display booths and painting signs. We're hardly close.
Maybe you could be if you'd ask him out. He's obviously too shy to ask you. Maybe you just...
He committed suicide? In a manner of speaking, he'd have died whether he'd been here or not. I'm so glad. Not that he's dead. I know. I just had to tell you, you had nothing to do with it. Thank you. And if he had to die...
What you were saying?
Never mind.
You think the rain is ever going to let up?
You know something? I honestly don't care. Who needs outside distractions? What we have here is more important.
What we have here is getting on my nerves.
No, where are you going?
Someplace where there are no...
It's 9 o'clock in the morning. You're eating a bowl of pasta?
No, I'm eating a bowl of Nabisco Zitios. Of course I'm eating pasta. I need to gain weight. I'm wasting away, Dorothy.
What do you mean?
I got weighed this morning. I couldn't believe what I saw. 98 pounds.
What do you usually...
I will give you anything.
Blanche, we have to tell Rose the truth.
I'll give you one of my sons. I have given this a lot of thought, Dorothy. I have had 4 kids. I have never had a Mercedes. What do you say? Which one do you want? Biff, Doug, Skippy? No, don't take Skippy. He's got asthma.
All the day and night time, hear me sigh.
Oh, Stanley Zbornak, I don't believe that you're trying to charm me.
Is it working?
I don't think so.
Then you leave me no choice. I'll have to pull out the big gun.
You're wasting your time, Stanley. I'm familiar with the big gun.
Shut up and drink.
This is the 4th one. Ma, that's a lot of whiskey.
I only put whiskey in the first one, then we ran out.
Oh.
The second and third were vodka.
No wonder my head is spinning.
This one's part amaretto, part sambuca. That should kill everyone.
Wait, that I realize my top accomplishments aren't worth a damn.
Oh, come on. Now, Rose, you're forgetting how much you give to people. How about all that work down at the counseling center?
That's right. Well, honey, you must have hundreds of people every year.
All I do is talk to them. Big deal.
Well, it is a big deal. Do you know how much a kind and loving...
We are facing some long, painful, hunger-pang-filled nights.
Who wants to lick the spoon?
I do.
Maybe we could just change our hairdos.
Now, we cannot do that, Dorothy. I'm still trying to recover from the last time. Remember about same time of year 2 years ago was that little...
Picking up with him.
And I can do the carpools for school because my hours are
And I can
flexible.
help him with his homework because I'm a teacher.
And then we can send him to the University of Minnesota.
Minnesota. Are you crazy, Rose? This kid is going to Harvard.
Oh, Dorothy, those Ivy League schools are so...
I'm very proud to win this award. Who would have guessed an old lady with a tin can could raise so much dough? Thing. If you want to send us a gift, we're registered at Jordan Marsh.
What are you doing?
Sending out the invitations for Sophia's wedding.
Oh, well, listen, forget about that.
On the clock, and Davis is bringing the ball up. He's taking it slow to midcourt. He could be eating up the clock. No, he's making a move. He's driving the lane. It's up. It's good.
You feeling better, Magic?
Dorothy, I know this.
And off they went. On their way, Henny Penny and Goosey Lucy came upon Turkey Lurkey. Yes, poor lonely Turkey Lurkey.
Poor, dateless, hopeless, self-basting. Why, Chicago burned down. Mrs. O'Leary was probably a tramp, too.
Give me that. Look, I'm terribly sorry. There's been a mistake. There is no fire here. That's right. This isn't Blanche, so that remark about the fire hose was totally wasted.
Critics call me the next Captain Kangaroo. Mr. Green Jeans sent me a fan letter. I'm not going to let it end like this, Rose. I can't believe that my fans would want it this way.
Dorothy won't let you down. I'll bet she's on her way to a phone right now to call you.
While I had to make big, huge sacrifices.
I'm not telling you, you're guessing. But to be perfectly honest, you're getting warmer.
Oh, what a wonderful night! Now that Bill's getting out of the service, we can build a life together.
This is Rose Nyland for Channel 8 News here at the Miami Pet Dog Expo, and I am an eyewitness to something shocking. People who look like their dogs.
I said keep quiet and... Welcome, Blanche Devereaux. Our next two contestants are brothers from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Blanche, that entire introduction was nothing but lies.
I know, and I just loved it. Did you hear that applause?
Is that all you care about, money and applause?
And sex. Throw it again without touching the doorknob.
Don't be too long! Rose, that is a happy woman in there. Now, I want you to promise that you will not say anything. Do you promise? Do you promise? Are you sure?
Just before. Well, I don't get it. They don't seem to have anything in common.
I guess it's just like that old saying, you know, opposites attract.
Oh, that's very true. Back in St. Olaf, Ollie Knudensprinkle and his wife Bridget were opposites in every way. I mean, he was
Uncle, the next...
Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop.
I don't know if I could get my hand that far up your dress. But I'll tell you, for $10,000, I'd be willing to give it a try.
Hi, Rose, but I ask a man 20 questions. You can bet your life one of them's going to be, are you married?
I can't believe it. Haven't you done anything?
Of course I have. Do you see this big stack right here? Well, just behind it is what I have done. It's only one survey, but I'm very proud of it.
Blanche, how you doing, honey?
I'm just feeling terrible. I'm just a wreck. All I can think about is Big Daddy and that woman. Rose, cut me a piece of that cheesecake. Bigger.
Honey, why are you getting so upset? Blanche, you see older men with younger women all...
He just knows there's somebody I can't see anymore. Oh, Carl is quite a guy. Lately, I've been dreaming about him at night. Not Miles. Although I do have one dream that both Carl and Miles are in. Oh.
With you. On the other hand, I hear he just got cable.
But Dorothy, I have nowhere to go. I'm stranger in strange land. Oh, don't send me to cheap motel. You have to pay for ice, just like at Stanley's.
Blanche, would it be all right if she stayed with us?
A novel? How did my sister...
In 1914, I promised our dear saint to the mother on a deathbed I'm going to join the priesthood. On my way to the seminary in Palermo, I stop off in a local trattoria for a glass of Chianti. The waiters bring a drink to the table. It's a...
I hope we're not late.
Rose, listen, we have something to tell you.
This is amazing. This is so amazing to think I'm giving a press conference and next week we all go to Moscow. Can you believe it, Dorothy?
No, but then again, I can't believe that God wanted Jerry Falwell to go down that water slide in a cheap suit.
The woods did once when I was a young'un.
I mean, besides using phrases like neck of the woods and young'un?
They burned books. The townspeople made a big pile of them out in front of the library, and they threw a torch on top. Only Big Daddy was outraged. He fought his way through that crowd, clawed his way to the top of the...
Kate,
I was living for the day, pussycat.
you were mooning a chain gang.
And did you see the smiles on their faces? They probably hadn't seen a woman in years.
I guess not. No, they kept up with us through 4 warning shots. Happened to you, although none as horrible as what you just described. There you are. Ma, I scheduled the appointment for your checkup. Ma, you know you have to have a physical. What do you want me to do? Take you to court? Have you declared incompetent?
I'm not incompetent. Once when I had to pull him off the chicken, so I put an end to that.
Ma, listen, next time you have an urge to stroll down memory lane, do me a favor. Go by yourself.
What time were we supposed to be at the studio, Sophia? I don't know. I have to check the tickets. Hand me my purse, Dorothy.
Not just because I do your laundry.
Michael, we were just having breakfast. Would you join us?
Well, that's the best offer I've had all morning.
Hey, you know, it wouldn't hurt if you back your kid up a little more.
Ma, it's just that I hate to see Michael making all the wrong choices. You know what I mean?
How could I know? Michael...
What the hell are you talking about?
Ask the towel lady.
A respectable married woman, I cop a few good feels. Push him away and run back to the party. But I have to tell someone what happened. So I tell the only person in the world I trust, my sister Angela. 5 minutes later, everybody at the party is talking about it. So I drag Angela into the pantry and ask her how she could...
I just want to keep the record straight. Besides, Blanche has had experience in that area. Maybe she can give you some advice.
Oh, I certainly can. In the first place, never check in as Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Always check in as Mr. and Mrs. Don Shula.
What?
That way you always got to...
You got it! I don't know how to thank you. Enrique Mouse said my report was accurate and concise and very professional. Oh, it's so exciting. Tomorrow I start comparing artificial sweeteners. And next week I get to test crash helmets.
You will leave us out of that.
Last week I left him a stool sample. If I can talk to him about that, you can tell him you're
Leonard, help me out here. Where on that diet
Oh, Michael gave me that. Let's go. I can't believe it. A grandchild.
Little Roger.
Roger? What do you want him to be, a choreographer? It's Lamar.
Oh, will somebody say I'm sorry before I burst?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And if I have to die, I'm just glad I'm doing it with my 2 best friends.
Oh, I love you, Blanche.
Oh, I love you, Rose.
I love both of you.
Oh, I'm just so full of love.
Wonder where she is. She's almost 2 hours late.
Oh, they probably had traffic. I bet she slept with him.
I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't.
Well, I sure couldn't be with a man I liked and abstain.
You know, I abstained after Stan and I split up. But it wasn't a...
The guy from the ad will be here any second. How do I look?
Ma, you forgot to zip up your dress.
I didn't forget. He's probably got arthritis. Why make it any harder? That's him.
For justice and equality. And then there is Enrique Mas, the television personality who wants to get out of this local station and onto the network so he can become a really big fish in a big pond. It is Enrique who has reservations.
I can't believe it. You're a place to rent. I wouldn't stop saying that.
Hey, wait a minute. The city says you can't have 3 renters, but what if we're all co-owners?
Co-owners?
Yeah. You sell us each a share of the house, and we pay you every month like we always have, but instead of paying rent...
All color will return. Bye-bye.
Now, who in hell was that?
Another one of Rose's new friends.
Friends? They're more like animals. All they do is party and carry on all hours of the night. I am abhorred.
We know what you are, Blanche. I'm glad to finally hear you admit it. This is all because you're going through the change?
God, I hate that expression.
What is the big deal, Blanche? It's nothing. Look at it this way. You don't get cramps once a month. You don't go on eating binges once a month. You don't get crazy once a month.
You just grow a beard.
Come to visit me at the museum. You don't see me taking out my breast in public. A lot.
I'd love to stay and argue with you, but I have to go.
Hell, is that really you?
No, it's Klaus von Bülow.
Oh, Mel, it's great to see you. Blanche thought you were dead.
She did? I love it. What makes you think something could kill Mel Bushman?
Where have you been?
I was on a vacation. What's the big deal?
A lot luckier than go to win that $10,000. You know, Rose, I have to confess, I dabbled a little in poetry writing in high school.
Oh, well, that's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of tall girls who wouldn't get dates wrote poetry in high school. Dorothy!
Look, I couldn't help it. When the doctor came in with the release form, he told me what could possibly go wrong. I just panicked.
Darling, nothing is going to go wrong.
Blanche is right. Of course, one summer when I was a candy striper, you wouldn't believe the things I saw. Lost patients, mixed up medicines. So let us begin with Mrs. Louise Blakely.
Blanche, there is still time to back out. Now, do you really think you can go up there and betray your heritage?
Dorothy, I belong in this club. Why, I'm just as southern as the fruit of a scuppernong arbor growing proudly by the lazy Mississippi.
Lord.
Morning.
Good morning, Rebecca.
I got up early and did some research. There's a sperm bank not far from here.
How convenient. No kidding, do they have a drive-up?
About sex, this is a beautiful Christmas story, Dorothy. Now, that really hurts me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Blanche.
Well, anyway, after the boys had their donuts, actually, at this point, it does change more into a Veterans Day story.
In fact, what happened to Dorothy's ex-husband is not...
Under the same roof with that miserable Bachigaloop, and you know why.
See, years ago, Max and my father were business partners. They ran a pizza knish stand at Coney Island. One day, Pop came home and said that Max had gambled away the profits.
Ooh.
Well, they went broke. Ma never forgot.
I can't believe it. I'm 50. I'm an old lady who hasn't accomplished a thing in her life.
You haven't accomplished a thing? You raised 3 kids during the Depression and always managed to have food on the table. You held down 2 jobs as far...
With the possible exception of Mrs. Stouffer. Enjoy your shots.
Dorothy, why don't I just show Angela where she'll be staying?
Good idea. You get yourself settled and then we can catch up on family.
Okay. You know, Dorothy, Blanche here could be the identical twin of your cousin Apollonia. Apollonia was a stunningly beautiful woman.
Oh, I can imagine my heartbreak when one morning I find it dead.
How does a paper bird die?
Good question. Someone used it to restart the pilot light.
Well, we set the play in a barnyard. Luckily, the symphony was out of town at the time.
Can I take it then that you will play Henny Penny?
I'm your chicken.
Great, I'll set the oven for 425.
And it started making a wheezing, coughing, rattling kind of a sound every time it goes up a hill.
Uh-oh, that's a bad sign. Those are the sounds Tony Triano made the night they wheeled him out of the home on a gurney.
That car is in terrific condition. All right, sometimes it's a little hard to turn over in the morning.
Tony Triano?
Good morning.
Ah, how was your date last night?
Oh, it's too soon to tell. I'll let you know when I send him home. Is this for Rose's birthday?
Oh, now look, don't you start with me. Every Christmas, every birthday, anytime we have to give a gift to the same person.
Gee, I hope Marguerite likes champagne.
Champagne, don't you think we may be going a little overboard with this?
Dorothy, remember the Crow Man.
Do we have any caviar to go with this champagne?
Oh, that must be... Oh, girls, I'm scared.
Now, just take a deep breath and relax.
Oh, Ma!
You fell for it. This stuff kills me.
Excuse me, ma'am, you'll have to come with me. You just smashed a priceless Lichtenstein.
Oh, no, I must have mixed the two up.
Ma, when are you going to learn that you have to stop with these ridiculous practices?
Looking more handsome than I've ever seen him. Oh, black motorcycle boots. Skin tight Levi's. A match in his mouth. And a white t-shirt with the sleeves rolled up to reveal his brand new Woody the Woodpecker tattoo.
And without having to go all the way.
You cannot. If that were true, Rose, that would mean you were a slut.
Oh, come on, Blanche, how can you say that? So the woman had 56 boyfriends in 1 year. She's not a slut.
Thank you, Doris.
She is the slut.
What are you wearing, Blanche?
Oh, I'll probably just grab some dazzling little number from my closet that these people have not been privileged to see. Maybe the red sequin strapless, backless, low-cut mini.
Why don't you just tie a scarf around your waist?
And could spend all his days happy, whittling away, because his family was there for him. I will never forget that look on his face. He was happier than a Kentucky yearling of frolicking in bluegrass as high as a hoot owl's perch on the top of a spring blossom.
In English, Jethro, in English.
He was happy.
I'm Philip Starr, and I've recently been accused of being insensitive to the homeless. Well, I think tonight's sizable cash contribution should lay those accusations to rest.
He doesn't even care about the justice.
Sweet Jesus, it's a miracle. This is going to be easy.
Well, don't take any chances. Sleep with him anyway. Yes.
You, sir, are a dirtbag. Oh, I'm sorry. It must be the heat.
What are you two doing? Can't you see Patrick is in the middle of an exquisite performance?
You have no idea just how many performances he has been... Oh, for heaven's sake, go on.
No, Dave, I better do this by myself. You might get hurt.